Back with another video. We just picked up this Discovery, Land Rover Discovery, and this is the HSE package. And I went ahead and added some roof rails. I have another video on that. And I also changed the lettering from Discovery to Land Rover. There's another video I have on that if you look through my videos, and then I added that as well. Okay. But I just want to show you, do a little walk around of it. This is a 2018. We bought this certified pre-owned, so we have a bit of an extended warranty. So a couple quick things on this. It's a little bit rainy out here in the Pacific Northwest today, but here's your little key fob. And there's a couple things to know. So if you hit this and open the boot, or the rear cargo space as we call it over here, the tailgate will go ahead and come down. If you don't do it that way, if you reach up and do it with your hand, so I'll go ahead and close it again here, then that tailgate won't open and you'll have to do it yourself. And so I'll just kind of demonstrate that. So if you do it with the key fob, or if you use your foot, supposedly this is supposed to work, but I've never been able to do it that well. There you go, actually did it. So you do it that way and the tailgate will open. But if you do it with just the key fob, there it goes again. So just kicking right about there with my foot with the key fob in my pocket. So again, I changed the lettering back here, so this normally says Discovery, but so we're right underneath the R where the opening used to be under the V. So we hit that, and you'll notice that the tailgate does not open. And so one thing to note, people always want to know how that works. And so we do not have the electric folding seats back here. This is the HSE rather than the HSE Luxury. I went ahead and put in this little canvas back from a company in, I believe, Colorado. And it's just got Velcro, and it kind of covers the whole thing here, and you can kind of use it as a covering. But anyway, to open this up, this tailgate up, you just got to hit this little button here, and it'll open up for you. And you can also have the suspension. So if you want to lower the suspension here, you can lower it. And you can't tell, but by doing that, it does lower the vehicle a bit. You can see right here where it's a little bit lowered, and then we can hit it to go back up and see if we can notice the difference here. It is raising, trust me. I'll show you the difference here in just a moment. Quite a bit, actually. That's raised up quite a bit. It's still going. All right, so you can see the difference there. So anyway, that's that, but it definitely helps if you're loading things here to lower this suspension quite a bit so that you can get things in easier. To open these guys, you just simply have to pull up on these and then to push it down too, but you will have to move those upper seats up just a little bit. So there's a little button right there on that one, move it up a little bit, and then the side rail on this one here, I can do it without covering my finger over the camera. You just have to do it right here. And as you can see, there's child seats. They have the little latches underneath here. And in this particular model, this one, I like this up. This will give them temperature control, but also rear heated seats. So this has a cold climate package that has the windshield, sorry, slipped in my mind there, windshield heating element, and also the rear and front heated but not cooled seats. And so those will have cooled seats back there. I mean, heated seats, I'm sorry. I also put this extra tux mat, and that's another video on that. It's a little bit dirty, sorry about that, but we just went and picked up a Christmas tree yesterday. But this is, nice leather. These are easy to get in and out. Obviously, when you have car seats, it's not so easy, so third row passenger has a little work to do. But, nice wood. And this is the Meridian system, just the basic system. And there's quite a bit of room for someone who's not too tall back here. And back here in these units, they do have USB, which is rather unique. You don't see that a lot. And so on both sides, the little USB. And so to close this up, obviously, we just hit the little button here, and this will close up for us. So, pretty easy access. If you have a remote, the Land Rover remote app, you can start the car, you can set the temperature, do many things, honk it and flash, see where your car's parked at and things like that. So getting into the driver's side, real nice leather. It's not the upper end Windsor leather, but that's in the HSE Luxury model. But as we enter, probably got louder on the volume there, you can see that the Land Rover comes on just because it knows I'm in the car, but I haven't started it. So I do have my iPhone attached here, and I've done another video on Apple CarPlay being available in the 2018 with the software update, and I'm going to do another video here later to kind of go through more of the capabilities of that. But just some basic things you've probably seen if you've looked at this vehicle before online. There's storage all over the place. That's for your little DVD, CD, if you want to watch and listen to that. I haven't done anything like that. There's 2 storage compartments here. There's this one here, and then underneath you've got another right here. You can pull it open and see that you've got a bunch of stuff. Obviously we're using this, so there's a bunch of stuff in there. And then on here you got two buttons underneath here. One will open and leave this tray. The other, if you open on the other side, will open up the tray, and you have quite a bit of storage. You know, it can go all the way down there really deep. And so I have my other Apple product plugged in there. So we'll go ahead and give this guy a start. Put your foot on the brake, obviously, have the key fob in, and you give it a start. I'm gonna turn this down so I don't have any copyright issues here on any music. So it's November after Thanksgiving, so you're probably gonna hear a little Christmas music. So anyway, starting it up, you have many options. And so we have the double screens here. On this one is really cool. I found out that you know, you just by hitting your menu button, you can go through the display. So as you see right now, it's 2 dials and the map. But if you go ahead and hit your display on the info panel, you can come down, you can select all kinds of cool stuff. Map, trip summary, media, you know, show what you're playing there. If you go back up here and again hit me, so it's not showing media. If you come down here and hit info panel, display layout, this is the cool one. So 2 dials is what you see here, or 1 dial, and then full map. You can actually show a full map. And so we'll go up and exit out of this right here, so you can see that's a full map. Isn't that cool? And you got the you know, display for the miles per hour and everything down below, and your fuel gauge and that kind of stuff. And then over here, your lane keep assist, which is what we have in our system. We also have the 360 surround camera. So I'll go ahead and put it in reverse. And if I didn't show this before, once you start the car, this pops up, as you may have seen on a lot of other videos. So we'll go ahead and show it coming down, and we'll start it back up, and it'll raise up on us. There you go. How cool is that, right? So you've got all your features here for off-roading and things like that. You can bring this up and move it over to snow, which we'll probably have later this year, and raise the suspension, things of that nature. And so this is giving you different options for all that kind of stuff. And so I'm just putting it back in normal. And but you know, we got the auto on-off start, parking brakes right here. And we have the parking sensors, and so that will assist you. But let's go ahead and put it in reverse, and we'll just show you that you have the 360 camera there. As you can see, there's our 360 camera and our reverse camera. And then of course we can select camera to see in front of us if we want to. We can see different cameras if you wanted to do that as you're pulling forward. Sometimes if you wanted to do that, I'm putting it in drive right now, then you could select a camera, and it does show the forward camera. So there you go, a couple different angles there on a couple of sides, so you can see it's showing the side view. And then we can select camera again, and we'll go ahead and put the forward camera here. Let's see here real quick, maybe doing that already. Left camera, you can see that's my my Volvo that I've done other videos on, so it's showing both those. And so you can do lots of cool stuff here. You can see again, I'm just going to hit 360 to show 360. But there's lots of stuff you can use. I mean, you know, would you use it all the time? You know, yeah, when you're backing up, of course. But if you're in tight spots like that and you're worried about scratching your wheels, that's a good tool to have. And as I mentioned before, this has the Meridian system, just the basic system. And this does have memory seats. And as I mentioned before, just pushing that and you go ahead and turn on your heated seats. This does not have the cooled seats. This is the HSE, not the HSC Luxury, but these are the heated seats, and so you can touch it back. And this of course is a split dual control. You can also do your seats this way by hitting that. You can adjust the temperature there, and then of course on the screen itself is another way. So mentioning the screen, so this is the updated software 18C version with the smartphone pack added. And so if you're looking at this video and you don't have this screen, you haven't had the updated software. And so when I slide over here to the right, you'll see that Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are available. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Apple CarPlay because I do have a device hooked up in the storage spot. And as you can see, all of my apps are up. And so you slide it over, and if you have other apps, you can access those that way. All right, so Google Maps, Waze, Pandora, obviously those are all very beneficial if you're an Apple user. If you want to go back to the screen, you can just hit Land Rover and you're back to the screen. Before, in another video I had mentioned you had to unplug it. That's one way of doing it, but the easiest way is just to hit the Land Rover app, and you can go ahead and access everything that you need to access. And so one thing that I like to do is, even though I might be using CarPlay as it says here, I like to see this album art on different things that I'm watching, and then have a full screen or the dual dial with the map in the middle, so that you don't necessarily have to run your navigation here. It's here. We don't have heads up in our car here. I do have it in my other one, but I rarely use. I mean, I use it, but I don't really miss it if I'm in this car. This is my wife's vehicle. So just a, again, quick rundown of this. It drives more like a truck compared to my Volvo. I will admit that, and I'll likely do a side-by-side comparison. For example, in my Volvo, the storage space is much better in the back when all 3 rows are up. But this one has some other features like this full map, and I think that the screen here is actually a little bit better than the Volvo. I know there's been a lot of people complaining in other videos that I've seen about this being clunky. I don't find that to be the case at all. I mean, I think it's great. So far, I haven't had any trouble. It starts right up, and on a rare occasion, though, you'll start it up and it'll just show you an icon of the car and then the 2 dials. But then you just start it up the next time and it's fine. So just a little bit of issue here. There's lots of storage here, as you've seen in other videos. There's plenty underneath. Another USB. So this thing is really decked out, even though it's not the HSE luxury version. It has all this nice wood, leather, everything's real nice. Got the Discovery here. And again, normally on a normal Discovery, on the bonnet, or the hood as we call it, you would see Discovery, but I liked the fact that I can make it a little different than the Discovery Sport by putting on Land Rover. And so as it's running here, you might be able to hear it. Just taking a quick peek around. Again, raining a little bit today, so and these are all LED lights back here. See, this is the HSE version. This little thing here, when you do your back window washer here, will clear off this camera for you if you didn't know that. So I think maybe on the 3rd try, every time you do it, maybe the 3rd time it'll wash it off. Same thing on the headlights. So when you do your window washers on the headlights, these little headlight poppers come up right here, and they'll spray off your headlights. It's pretty cool if you're driving in the snow or whatever and you need to get it cleaned off. And so this has the lane keep assist, so there's a couple cameras up there, I believe, and I know that there's definitely one camera down here to help you with that. So far, great vehicle that we've really enjoyed, comparing the two that we have as daily drivers, the Volvo XC90 and the Disco, they're pretty comparable. It's just kind of a matter of personal choice. I think that this one drives more like a, kind of an SUV, like a, kind of like a truck almost. Or the Volvo, I think, in my opinion, but it's my daily driver, so that's how I have to compare it. It's more like a car, but a little bit more, again, boot space, if you will, cargo space, when the three rows are up, as compared to the Volvo. And I'll just do this real quick to kind of give you an idea. If I could pull up the seat of my Volvo, but again, there's a look at our vehicle there. So the Volvo, just to quickly, again, those are the 2nd row. So the 3rd row, when those are up, you're going to have a lot more space here. You'll see. Let me just move this to give you an idea. That when these are up, that's how much space you have. All that space right there, as opposed to just that little bitty section in the Discovery. So. Again, as far as storage goes, the Volvo is probably better when you have 7 people in it. But I like the look of this one. A lot of people don't like the asymmetrical tailgate. I don't mind it. They have fixes for it if you wanted to get one for $1,000. If some provider in Europe makes it where it's all square, you can do that aftermarket if you like. Again, it's all personal preference, but this one has the sensors all around. Pretty nice ride. So definitely recommend it. Either one, you can't go wrong with the Volvo or the 2018 Discovery. All right, as always, comment with any questions and feel free to subscribe. Thanks.